Interesting time though. We are in a world that is insane. And what we're going to get into today is this guy, Joshua Block, World of T-Shirts. Joshua Paul Block is his legal name. And he is a guy who pretty much I did not know about before this. Now, he was known, to people and to the world before this. From what I understand about Josh Block here, pretty much all of his content, if you look at his channel and his channels, is pretty much drinking, which to me, looking at a channel and just looking at what I see when I look at people's content. Here's his Instagram, for example. You can see he's sitting here drinking Smirnoff Ice. It appears he's got a lot of drinking content here, which probably is what led him to this problem. But he is now facing arrest in Japan. So let's start out with this guy. So I'm not going to go through his whole history. Obviously, I may on a future stream go deep on this guy's like past and other stuff, especially if it comes to trial, because at trial, obviously, they're going to look at a broader scope. I'm just looking at what he did in Japan. So here's a video of the type of content that he is making in Japan, and you're probably not going to be too surprised here. I have to kill the audio because it's copyright audio, but I'm just going to play this real quick. Yeah. One more time. I mean, he's doing what you think he's doing. He's actually licking the floor of the thing. No, there's no sound intentionally because the sound is a rap song, so I cannot play it. It's copyright music. So if I play it, I will get hit. I cannot play it. Yeah, no audio is intentional because there's like some rap song playing in the background, so that would not work out for copyright purposes. All right, so here's him admitting to engaging in prostitution in Japan. Let me play this real quick.
I fucked a prostitute.
What prostitute?
I fucked a prostitute.
What prostitute?
It's the red light district.
They're all prostitutes. They're all prostitutes.
Let's get in a. Oh, that's red. It's red. That means I fucked a prostitute.
So he's admitting to that. So despite what people may think, prostitution is indeed illegal in Japan. Now there is a specific definition of what constitutes prostitution, and there's a specific definition of that statutorily. But he's essentially admitting to. I mean, when he says it that way, he's pretty much opening himself up to the crime, right? A lot of people that would engage in that there would tell you you wouldn't want to talk about that on camera because it just makes you more liable, and the police can look at that and be like, well, you confessed on camera, so we're gonna just go ahead and throw you in jail. It's absolutely stupid, and this guy is just not thinking when he talks about things like that. Okay, let's get into the actual incident that got him arrested and got him having to try to plead to the embassy to help him. Let's get into it right now. So here's the thing that set him off. Let's go.
I'll never get this one.
Hold on.
I'll never get this one.
Put the fries in the bag.
Ah!
I didn't see it. It wasn't me.
Who did?
Look at that real quick. Look what he does. Look what he does too. He bites his hand. Look at that.
This one's clean.
Put the fries in the bag.
Ah!
I didn't see it. It wasn't me.
Who did? Yes, you did.
So he's back there now. He runs past all these people and he's back there and he's yelling at these people, right? And they're I think Japanese back there.
I'm from the Bronx.
Look, he's back there spurging out, saying he's from the Bronx.
Yes, you did. I need 400 grand a year.
So he's yelling that he makes 400 grand a year. Okay, good for you, buddy. Good for you. you're still, I mean, like, oh.
I'll fucking murder you.
Okay, that is never okay to say. That is a threat. You can definitely not say that. You can definitely not say, I will effing come after you. So I will effing delete you. You can't say that, right?
I ain't 400 grand. Fuck.
Let me just play that whole ending there. I know I interrupted. I'll play the whole ending.
I'll fucking murder you. I ain't 400 grand.
Yeah, so that was the initial incident. Going from there, there is stuff that happens. Here's this guy. It's a different angle, same incident. He's, been told to put the fries in the back, and he's assaulting people. And you can see that from the angle we have it here. I'll move to the corner here. You'll be able to see it better. So he kicks a guy. So watch that. See this guy. Watch him. Right here. He's here. He's here. He kicks the guy. He kicks the guy. He kicks the guy, and this guy sees him kick the guy. So this guy's watching him, sees him kick the guy, right?
Put the fries in the bag.
And he flips out again. Somebody yells he flips out again.
Oh, what the
And he comes up and kicks him. He comes up and kicks this guy.
fuck?
Kick me. Josh! Yeah, try me. I live in the Bronx. I'll rough you up.
He's gonna rough you up. So that happened. He kicked somebody, including a Japanese guy, right? Which was probably the problem. And it's swiftly followed by this, right? Swiftly followed by this.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's called the citizen's arrest. Now, my man here has a legal opinion, because of course he's not a lawyer, but decides he knows the law. So he's going to explain to you about this and how it's not really a problem. Well, so here is the legal musings of this guy, but I'll just play this out for you guys. This is him explaining things.
Under citizen's arrest, and the police wanted to talk to me, but I wasn't under actual arrest.
So he says, I know because you probably can hear the music in the background. He says that the police took him in under citizen's arrest, but I wasn't under actual arrest. In Japan, a citizen's arrest can be an actual arrest. It's different law than the US. Under Japanese law, and this is easily Googled, or you can Google this or look it up. Once again, I'm not a Japanese lawyer. I don't pretend to be. But according to the Googles and online public Japanese in English law databases and anything you can look up, in Japan, if you see somebody committing a crime and they're actively committing a crime, you are allowed to citizens arrest them. Now, you can't do it for minor stuff like littering, but you can do it for violent things like kicking people. You absolutely can. You could do it for a thief in your house or somebody groping on a train, right? Those are clear examples in Japanese law that folks have placed people under citizen's arrest, right? And they're taking them into the station. That is allowed. So while you may have that perception in America that that's not allowed, and that certainly in most cases is not allowed, self-help is very rarely allowed in the United States. There's some limited shopkeepers privileges, etc. But in most cases, citizen's arrest is not widely used in the West. But in Japan, it is allowed. It is allowed. So taking your assumptions about American law and putting that over there, that doesn't really work. Let's play the rest of this because he continues on this kind of bad train of thought.
You know what a citizen's arrest is?
Yeah.
It's where a civilian brings you to the police and talks to the police. It's not a real arrest. You know what that is, right?
Yeah, I got it.
It's not an actual arrest. It's a citizen's arrest.
But what did you do to get them all mad at you?
I kicked someone for saying.
So he admits. So I know it's hard to hear that, but the guy asks him, what did you do to get them mad at you? And he says, I kicked them. So he literally confesses in this video that he did the thing that's a crime. So he goes ahead and says he did it. So he admits it. Let's play this back, turn it back a little bit, and I'll play it again.
I kicked someone for saying put the fries in the bag.
He says he kicked it for saying fries in the bag. So he admits that he did the thing and that he kicked them, right? So you've got a confession out of this guy that he committed the crime, because that's it. That's all he needs. That's all the element. Okay, you made contact with them, right? Boom, there you go. So here's what happens. He ends up going to the police department, right? Going to getting arrested, right? So there's an arrest report, right? He's got to file a police report. He's currently on the phone with the U.S. Embassy, could be facing 10 years to life in prison for threatening multiple Japanese people with murder. So let me tell you real quick. The Japanese embassy, the U.S. Embassy in Japan is not going to save you. What they do is they refer you to lawyers in that country. So, for example, actually, my good friend Jeff, RIP, my late friend Jeff Harrison in Korea, he was on that emergency contact list. They take everybody down because you never know. There could be an American who needs a maritime lawyer in Busan, and they would call Jeff, right? So they find they have a list of attorneys. So they just keep a list. It's like a phone book. And they're like, oh, call these lawyers. Here's a list of lawyers. Call them. That's all they do. They don't save you. People have this image of the U.S. Embassy as kind of swinging in with guns blazing, sending in the SEALs to rescue you. They're not going to do that. That's not how it works. I know a lot of people have that image, and a lot of Americans think they're going to bail you out like that. That's not how it works. They're going to give you a recommendation, tell you to call them, and you've got to pay for it yourself. They're not going to pay for it for you. You've got to pay for that. You fucked up. So clearly he's there, freaking out, sitting on the phone here, trying to get some help, because he, had that reaction and threatened to kill people, which is also a crime. So in addition to saying he kicked people, essentially kicking people, he threatened to kill people. You can't do that. So, that happened, and we've got the arrest. So we'll see what happens. Now, remember, just because they let him go, because they took a report and they let him go, doesn't mean he's off the hook. This is a huge misperception. They might not even let him leave the country until they resolve this, if it's, that bad, or if they deem it on that level. It's possible they could drag him in a couple days. They could drag him in 5 days, 10 days. They could look at these streams. They could look at, content out there. They could look at the video and say, yeah, we're bringing this guy in, and we're going to actually press the charges. We're going to actually go through with this. So we could see in the next, 5, 10, 15 days, whatever, this guy get hauled in. Just because they didn't bring him in that night doesn't mean they're not going to come get him.